Hi, I'm Joel Reedy, a founding partner at Cornerstone Law Firm. A lot of my friends on social media, a lot of attorneys that I know across the country have been reaching out to me and kind of asking the question, in light of the coronavirus crisis, are governors really allowed to shut down interstate travel? Are they really allowed to seize emergency powers? Is it really true that they can shut down non-essential businesses? Can they really ban gatherings over a certain size? These are really interesting questions, and frankly, we are in relatively unprecedented territory. It's been at least 100 years since we had a general health scare quite like this. And in America, we haven't had to deal with this type of crisis very often. So I just want to give some broad information and two quick disclaimers up front. First of all, this is not a political video. I'm not here to advocate one way or another what governors or the president should do. Frankly, I don't really know that I would know. There's experts that are trying to make those decisions right now. So I'm really not pushing one way or another. Second, this is not legal advice. If you have questions about a specific legal issue or how this impacts your business, you should call a local attorney and discuss that with them. With those disclaimers out of the way, first of all, generally speaking, state governments have what is called police power. That is, they have the right to regulate the health and wellness of the citizenry. They have the right to say hairdressers have to be licensed because we're worried about health and well-being. They can say who's allowed to be a doctor and who's not. They have broad powers to make those kinds of decisions all the time. Those are subject, second, just to constitutional limitations, both in their state constitutions and in the federal constitution. So many states' constitutions will restrict what they can do under that police power. And of course, the federal government, in our Bill of Rights, has put certain limits on what the states may and may not do in regards to the freedom of their citizens. In general, the government's, the courts will weigh the government's interest in a particular situation against the rights that are being abrogated temporarily. And they're going to ask, are these rights being overly trampled? So one way they'll do this, a common balancing test you'll hear about, is there are basically three different levels of scrutiny that are applied to government regulations. If the government says we don't want people in large gatherings, the courts are going to ask, was this really necessary to advance a compelling governmental interest? And if it was, then they'll say that the regulation is okay. And if they think it's not necessary, then they won't. So I know a lot of people are scared that these temporary regulations are somehow going to become permanent. I think it's important to realize that, at the very least, the only way the government can sustain these regulations that it's passing, that governors can shut down states and say businesses can't operate, the only way they can do this is if they can show that it's really necessary for a government interest. I don't think that that's something that can be done permanently, even if coronavirus continues on. At a certain point, either herd immunity or perhaps vaccines will become available. There are going to be options. So I think these are temporary measures. Whether they'll hold up in court if challenged is a different question, and I think it'll be interesting to wait and see. But it's definitely true that these are issues of first impression. We haven't had anything quite like this, at least in a very long time. So I hope this video is helpful. I hope it helps you to answer some of your questions that you might have. And let's all hang in there and we'll get through this together.